So it looks like James is going to talk about spy stuff today. And I guess would the two on the sides would be fiction. Yeah.
Matt Helm series, and then of course there's been a lot of fiction spun around John F. Kennedy's assassination. I haven't run across anyone who's actually got the truth out there. You know, some folks say, oh, it was J. Edgar Hoover with the connivance of J. Edgar Hoover. LBJ. Richard Nixon arranged for it. The CIA. That's Jim Garrison. Who's that idiot? Stone. I'm glitching on his first name. He's been doing movies since maybe the late 70s. Stone. It's not Irving Stone. How soon we forget about the mediocrities in life. And, the mafia did it. And Woody Harrelson's dad, actually, and that's not Ken Harrelson, who was a baseball player for the Boston Red Sox. I believe it's the Boston Red Sox. I could be glitching on that too. And it wasn't Sharon Stone. That was the name I was looking for either. Not Irving Stone, not Sharon Stone, whatever was his name. Is his name. The bobblehead for Putin. Interviewing Putin, and he's nodding at everything Putin says, like a bobblehead. A wind me up bobblehead. And what was I talking about? Harrelson, Ken Harrelson. Just woke up. So hopefully you guys will see me. I had some glasses here. Anyway, Woody Harrelson's dad admitted to, or confessed. I don't think it was true. Now, apparently he was a murderer. Woody Harrelson's dad, convicted. So that's another theory, conspiracy theory about John F. Kennedy. Thank you. I got some glasses in case I need them. And just so I can see you lovely folks out there in internet land, if I so desire. And I'm sure there's a lot of lovely folks out there. There were some nice people who watched one of the installments I made on talking about the Queens of Egypt. Got a few nice comments from them. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wish I could have done a better show for you folks, because it wasn't scripted or anything like that, but I had that stuff in my head. Most of it. But correct. When I'm giving stuff off the top of my head, I'll make some mistakes. So make sure you check things out. Try not to have to check things up on the internet. Wikipedia is usually pretty good for it. There's that pronunciation of words. But you gotta watch out for who wrote this stuff. The classic example for me is Van Zoden. Who was he? He was kind of the guy who wrote the book, literally, on Akkadian. So I have, the two books. I think it's like, up until recently, it was the book about books, plural. I own it. It's in German, of Akkadian. That's not fiddle music and maple sugar recipe. It's the language used by the ancient Babylonians and ancient Assyrians. Assyrians still exist, Babylonians do The Syrians are the natives of the northern part of Iraq. They're Christians. Arabic is not the native language of Iraq.
My back is too sore to pack you around like this right now, darling.
And Syrians generally haven't done very well under their Muslim taskmasters, and it's been particularly hard for them since ISIS took over part of Iraq. But that's a different story. Anyway, lots of different theories about who killed John F. Kennedy. And of course, there's the stunning non-conspiracy story. It's this conspiracy of one. Lee Harvey Oswald killed John F. Kennedy. Now, I'm not so sure Lee Harvey Oswald didn't kill a guy called J.D. Tippit. J.D. Tippit, the police guy, who was involved in some sort of conspiracy. He's the only police officer in West Dallas, according to the Dallas police force official sources. And somehow or another, just after Lee Harvey Oswald ends back in his rooming house in West Dallas, he figures out who's done it and where he is. Now, West Dallas, back then in 1963, November 22nd, wasn't anything like what it'd be right now. But it would have been a big, sprawling, built-up area to find this needle in the haystack, the proverbial haystack, finding Lee Harvey Oswald. Well, first of all, figuring out Lee Harvey Oswald, just kind of a little bit hard to swallow. But yeah, he ends up at the rooming house. Must have been him. He's the only cop out there in West Dallas, and it's a police car. And a woman who's managing the rooming place that Oswald is at. I don't know if she was the owner. I think her name was Earlene Roberts. She said she saw a police car out front. I think she said she saw one police guy, maybe a couple. Some people figure there was maybe a police uniform hanging in the vehicle or something like that. I don't know. Forgotten that detail, but she said, here's the little detail. She said the horn went tit tit. It's parked out front. Tit tit. Now maybe it wasn't there. Maybe the cop wasn't there. Presumably J.D. Tippit to pick up Lee Harvey Oswald. But come on. This is, I gather, around 1 o'clock. The assassination happened at 12:30. Lee Harvey Oswald made it out there about half an hour. It's about the same time. A bit over, I don't know if it's West Dallas, but it's to the west of the assassination site, west of downtown Park. It's Parkdale Hospital or something like that. That's where John F. Kennedy was declared dead about the same time. Anyway, Lee Harvey Oswald ended up. He's in this rooming house, and the police car turns up there, and the guy, presumably J.D. Tippit, goes tit tit. Yeah, police guys don't operate that way. I can remember I worked at the cop shop. I was up in Canada, and hockey's kind of big in Canada. I hope that doesn't come as news to you folks. And they had a hockey team. The cops had a hockey team. Probably still do. And I said to one of them, hey, do you guys have a basketball team? He said, come on, James. We're cops. We're not the kind of guys who play by basketball rules. If you got something, we're going to take it from you. Okay? And what he's suggesting is main force. I knew a couple of guys. They were pretty good, pretty cool guys. They were a bit more intelligent than the average run-of-the-mill cop. They together coached I think it might have been a high school or a junior high basketball team. football team. That's another cop kind of physical activity. Now, it's not me saying it. It's a cop himself. If they want something, they're going to take it. If you turn up at someone's door in the car, you're not going to go tit tit. You're going to go wonk wonk. Get out here now. Unless there's some reason for fella J.D. Tippett for maintaining a low profile.
Yeah, because we'll see the police often. They'll drive in, when they're trying to surround a place before it's great watching them, because they're very quiet about it.
Yeah.
If you're not out to notice it, you don't see it.
Yeah. So when you see these things, like TV shows, they're going to rescue someone, it's bad. What is that, Criminal Minds or something like that? They're running the sirens and flashing lights and stuff like that. They don't do that. They're saving someone who's being held by some kidnapper or something like that. You don't announce your presence or something like that. You want to sneak up on an idiot and plug him or whatever.
They're amazingly good at the sneaking up with the cars.
So Pauline's seen it.
I'd
never noticed it. This is an interesting neighborhood, of course.
Yeah, my neighborhood.
But I can remember there were 5 different platoons, and I called them like the vitamin E's. They were not numbered.
Honestly, I don't know why they don't set up a police headquarters right here in my neighborhood.
Well, I was joking with one guy I used to work with. He's just he was just a regular guy around the beat, but by the time I saw him, this was a while back, he was an Oriental fellow, probably still is. But he had worked his way up to patrol sergeant. He wasn't staff sergeant. He wasn't right at the top of the union scale, but he was just one step below. So patrol sergeants are the ones that come out and kind of like try to run herd on their.
But I suppose there's probably worse neighborhoods on the north side. I just don't know because I'm not there.
This one, I don't think there's one particular property here that might compete with anything on the north side because it's so concentrated.
Yeah.
On the north side, you'd have individual little houses and stuff like that. But it's one particular property. We've singled it out, but we're not going to identify it. It's just got a lot of different units and a lot of them. Well, someone who was put there by a particular government agency who's not involved with these criminal. This criminal skullduggery, she calls it the hellhole. Anyway, she didn't want to be there. No, obvious. What were we talking about? J.D. Tippett, honk honk, all that sort of stuff. I was talking about them sneaking in. So they're, they weren't numbered. They're alphabetized, A, B, C, D, E, the 5 of them. So it was the vitamin E's, the high E's, the high C's, the triple D's, the vitamin E's. I couldn't come up with a decent one for the E's. It should have been a life of E's or something like that. I just realized the better one right now. And then B's, what was it? Oh, the killer B's, and then the effing A's. Some of them were quite nice, but they had a guy, I called him a wonder wedgie, like a big, tall, annoying staff sergeant. And they had the guy who had he was the leader of the band, as it were, was a guy who'd had a drunken driving conviction, and he was a patrol sergeant. Not a patrol sergeant, but a patrol cop. And he couldn't drive his patrol vehicle. They should have got him. I don't know. You can cycle if you've had a drunken driving
Yeah,
conviction.
I guess you can.
They didn't have the
because
bike thing.
You see
patrol
people all
that.
the time that
They should have
they're
put them on a
obviously
trike
not
or something like
cyclists,
that.
but
But what they did was they made a kind of like a special position. No, they didn't make a special position. They put him in. They made him the identikit kind of thing. What is it? The guy who drew the pictures. And I can remember the guys complaining, "Can you get another guy? We don't want a guy who does balloons with ears for drawing criminals." How much time? 2 minutes?
no, you have 15.
Oh, that's good.
Well,
You lucky folks back home. Anyway, I can remember one of the guys. He's one of the brighter guys in the crew. That particular platoon. Who, now, one of the things they did was they had another guy. He was one of the guys I was mentioning who coached a junior high team, football team. He was pretty bright, pretty good sense of humor, maybe too good. Weird thing is his name was English, last name was English. Should have been Irish before. Maybe congenitally, I'm joking, but congenitally prone to teasing people. Pushing the limits when it comes to joking. But what was I going to say? Yeah. Anyway, this one guy, another guy in the F&As, he was talking about taking down a guy. There was they called it the texture teasers case, and they still had evidence around. Not so much evidence, but records in the section where the secretaries are. Evidence is put down. It's kind of like a cage or something like that, where no one's allowed in except the woman who takes care of those sorts of things, and then people they have assignment. I gather she's got to watch over their shoulder, so people can't be corrupted by mafia or other sorts of things. Cops, they can't go and steal evidence and stuff like that. It's an interesting system. And anyway, this one guy was talking about how they caught the texture teasers guy. Or he was talking about another case. Anyway, they were very proud, the F&As, of solving this. This guy's a serial killer. And it looks as though they stopped him at 2. How often does that happen? It happens a lot, but I don't know. It's good that they did. The guy did. And it was the killing, I think, in Blackbridge, and his previous one was Coaldale. It was Coaldale, and that's about 8 miles away, something like that, from Blackbridge. Not bad. Now, Coaldale is handled by the Lethbridge police, I gather, but it would have been a separate police. But they managed to stop this guy almost in his tracks. And, but anyway, he was talking about this one cop who was part of the takedown of this texture teaser. Serial killer. And he's talking about how in this one case, it might have been the texture teaser, but he just came cruising in, up the back alley. I gather lights out, just quiet. And that's what they do. This particular property here, on the block, where the big block party always seems to be going, is, the cops always cover the back entrance if they can. There'll be cops all over the place. Huge presence up front, but they'll always have someone out back if it's a serious case. And yeah, there's been at least 2 murders there. It's an interesting place. Anyway, I did bring my glasses on. Now I got 2 pairs. Look at that. Of course, this one's missing a leg. So, I've been reading, I was going to preview a book I've had for a long, long time. I think I got it from the Lethbridge Public Library. I also got these 2 books from the Lethbridge Public Library. That's what it says there, Lethbridge Public Library. a little bit of evidence. So the book I was going to preview is Kremlin Conspiracy by E. Howard Hunt. No, E. Howard Hunt. How did I make a mistake like that? But, and that last name is K-A-N-T, in case you got the wrong impression. E. Howard Hunt, an attendee, and I think maybe even a graduate of Brown University. I used to think he was one of the Watergate burglars, that he was just this ignoramus, but he actually attended, perhaps even graduated from a Ivy League university. Wow. No, most prestigious Ivy League university, but Brown University usually is in the top maybe 25 universities as assessed by U.S. What is it? U.S. News or something like that. News and World Report, U.S. or whatever. And it's not terribly important. It might have gone the way of the dinosaur, just like Newsweek has, as a result of people's moving away from magazines to getting their news, such as it is, on the internet. So, a Kremlin conspiracy. I'm previewing it now. I'm warning. You're going to get a review of it if I survive long enough. If I survive reading it. It was written by E. Howard Hunt, one of the Watergate conspirators. He actually wasn't one of the burglars, I gather, but he was kind of like coordinating in a pretty uncoordinated fashion. I don't think he's a very good spy. But, I mean, they blew that assignment pretty seriously. I kind of wonder, I mean, G. Gordon Liddy was one of the burglars, that stupid former FBI, was suspicious about James McCord. James McCord was CIA. I think he was actually trying to load the whole thing. I think the CIA was actually involved in more than the FBI. At least as represented by Barry Felt, who was eventually exposed as Deep Throat. I think actually the CIA was more behind it via, who was it? Bob Woodward. I think he was a CIA agent. Long term, at the very least a contract agent, who contracted out for the Watergate expose, and contracted out trying to make sure Donald Trump didn't get elected, or at the very least re-elected in 2020. I don't know what he's going to do in 2024, but so Trump's leading the polls. You Americans, what's wrong with you? There's about 30% that wouldn't have voted for Obama if McCain had crucified his dog after raping his dog or something like that. They still would have voted for McCain and done it in public. Like in front of a football stadium. They would not have voted for Obama. You could see it. It's just 30%. And I don't know what it is. There's like 30% Trump can do anything, and they'll vote for him. Just you 30% of the diehards for Trump, you are absolutely insane. Trump's, he's got this movement, MAGA, Make America Great Again. I guess you'd call that an acronym. Like a truth in advertising, Donnie Trump, Donnie Dump. It's Make America a colony again. This time, not of, MACA, not of England, but of Russia. So that would be the short version of it, MACA. But it would actually be Make America a colony again, but to Russia, not to England, not England. So what do you get? Make America colony again, but to Russia, not England. So what does that give you? I think it spells macabre. Yeah, not MAGA, macabre. But yeah, it's like make America a loser again. You know, like let's lose the Cold War to Putin. You guys are stupid. Russia's so weak. It's like 1/8 of the American economy, and you want to surrender? Make America a vassal for the first time. Stupid. Trump gets away with everything. Stuff that politicians just run away from. He goes, you know, it's like a kid playing with his poop or something like that. You can't help it. And you guys go, you just eat it up. That's 30%, but you know, it's like 45%, 15%. You know, the Republican Party, get some cojones. Yeah, you'd actually be destroying your party, but you're destroying the United States by letting this guy get elected once, and it looks as though he's going to get elected again. A lifetime criminal. What you should do is kick him out of the party. He's only a recent member of the party. He's as bad as Bernie Sanders over the Russian agent trying to rip apart the Democratic Party. Kick him out. He'd actually beat you in the polls. But by splitting the right-wing vote, you'd allow the Democrats to come in. Oh, the Democrats are so awful. Nothing like, don't. That's, of course, not me saying it. They actually know how to handle the economy reasonably well. I don't know what it's been under Biden. There have been stresses with the hyperinflation they've had recently, but up until Biden, the Democrats have presided since 1947, since before I was born, have presided over one recession. The Republicans have presided over, as I recall, something like 10 to 1. Enough said. It's not enough said. Enough said. Anyway, I've been reading, this stuff I picked up from the library a while back. Why? You know, I saw a Matt Helm movie way back when I was a kid. I kind of like spy stuff. And it was starring Dean Martin. I kind of like Dean Martin, okay. I kind of like the Dean Martin show. He's bucket. I mean, he and Sinatra hung around with mafia types. Rat Pack. You know, like don't go around vilifying rats like that by comparing them with Sinatra. I like Sammy Davis Jr. Still kind of do, but the rest of them, Joey Bishop, Peter Lawford hung over the Kennedys. Yeah. Anyway, Sinatra and Dean Martin were kind of like the leaders of the pack. Anyway, Matt Helm. Yeah, and I think it was in 1966 or early 67. I think it was called Murderer's Row. It was actually kind of funny. These things are kind of, well, they're way too long. Jeez. H. God. Yeah, this one is like 307 pages. This one's even more, 440 pages. Way too long, and I kind of like the hero, though. You know, like he's got a fear of heights, for example. Okay, now, a little bit more real than the usual garbage. You know, with these James Bond type thing.